Good day, guys and gals, maybe. Mo here with Matt. We're heading up to look at picking up a motorbike for our family that has had this bike for a long time, we gather. Yeah. They posted an advertisement looking for somebody to help them put this bike together, and from what we gather, the engine's seized in it, and it seized 3 years ago when one of our children was riding the bike after it had just been rebuilt. So we're not sure what happened there, but they've already repurchased the parts to rebuild it, but it's been sitting in her garage for 3 years now, and she doesn't want to tackle the job. So we volunteered to have a look at this thing for them. So we're on our way to pick up the bike, the parts that go with it, and we'll take it back to the shop and
have a look.
Yeah, see what it needs, basically. What are your thoughts on this? So, a fresh rebuild that's seized.
Yeah. So we're kind of looking at two different things, right? How bad is it right now? Like if we can put some oil in the cylinder and let it sit and try and get that piston moving, and then secondly, why it seized in the first place after such a quick rebuild. So there might be two issues, not just the rebuild itself. Yeah. So unbeknownst to us why they rebuilt it in the first place. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe it was just tired. But then why would it fail after a fresh rebuild? Is I guess the big question. Did they use inferior parts? Did they ride it wide open immediately after rebuilding it while it was cold? I mean, that's not good for it, but I don't know if that would seize it. Right. Also, those bikes have an oil injection system, right? With a pump. So if that fails, that's the only way the engine gets lubricated. There's no actual, there's no oil pan or sump full of oil in these engines. They get lubricated by a system that pumps from a second tank that contains the oil through with a pump, and there's a mechanism off the throttle that controls how much oil it injects, and I think even a vacuum signal maybe, but it runs through the carb and injects the oil in with the air and fuel mixture, and that's how it lubricates everything. So if that wasn't working, and maybe that's why it even failed in the first place, I doubt it would live long if you rebuilt it and rode it without that system working. And a lot of the older bikes and snowmobiles and small engines stuff, they oftentimes remove that oil injection altogether and then just run mixed gas. So maybe it was disconnected at some point. We don't really know.
Right. Maybe an incorrect mixture was run, or no oil was added to the gas, even though that injection system has been disabled. We don't know. So that's the other part of this whole exercise, is to try to determine why this bike failed in the first place.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a charity event.
Yeah, and a little detective work, which is always fun. Sleuthing is kind of Matt and I's thing. Why did it fail?
Yeah. Did we mention it? It was PW50, right?
Yeah, Yamaha.
Older, yeah.
She thinks it's an early 80s bike, maybe. I think they started making them in 81, and they've been, it's 41 years running, I believe, with that model of bike that Yamaha's built it, and they haven't changed much over the years on it, which is incredible to me. But
yeah, they were reliable. I think they were,
I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So, this is the bike. It's a PW50.
Yes, you betcha.
And the box parts.
Hey, close the door. Just a second here.
We'll edit all that out.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Just a tiny little guy, eh?
Yeah.
I don't think it's even up to my knees.
Just story of my life here.
Wouldn't carry you.
This is the youngest. She won't be riding quite yet, but obviously she woke up.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, so that's the bike. So it hasn't ran since it last ran. Which, yes, so
3 years ago or something like that?
Yes.
Sitting? Yeah.
Yeah, you betcha.
And who was riding it when it died? Was it one of you guys?
Skylar, my brother.
Your brother?
Yes.
And I think you were saying there was water up to somewhere on it?
Okay.
It was, yes. So
Remember that time everybody
It hasn't
went
run.
around the puddle, but I went
it hasn't
straight
ran
on it.
since.
I just
Okay.
So
And you were saying it was rebuilt once already?
yeah, so well when I got it, actually my neighbor helped me find it. It's supposed to be the big bore, so it's supposed to be a 60. But I bought the cylinder for putting it back to stock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so when I first had gotten it, it was supposed to have a rebuild, and it ran great, but it didn't last too long. So
I see, okay.
yes, that was our fault though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we wondered if maybe the oil injection system wasn't working or something caused it to fail, but...
To be honest with you, I really have no idea. It stopped running, but I pretty much took that as our fault because of the conditions.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah.
Okay. So that's one of the things we're going to try to determine is what caused it to fail, so we're going to try to dissect it and do a little sleuthing work before we fix it and put the new parts on. So hopefully we'll have some answers on why it died.
Yes. No, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. My thing is I just add it to the list and need to have it fixed. So I don't get the opportunity to figure out why necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, great.
But that'll be great. This ride it, and then the 2-year-old will ride it, and then this little one will ride it. So
that's awesome.
Gonna be the plan.
Growing up on bikes.
Yeah. We'll have to make sure it's safe for a number of riders then, Matt.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got a kit.
This too. I wouldn't mind one of those one time. They look like a ton of fun.
Yeah, I think they're pretty popular.
They are.
Oh, I got the bike.
There we go.
Gonna go hit the trails.
How are we ever going to test this thing out after it runs?
I'm sure we'll find someone.
It ain't going to be me.
Just fire up a lemonade stand.
Yeah.
Free bike rides.
Yeah. 55 pounds max, it says in the instruction manual.
No way.
To ride this. So
These old bikes,
they can probably carry an adult, hey?
they can get at least 250 on there.
Where are we going to find an adult though?
I don't know.
I ain't
Just
one.
big kids around here.
All right, the reflector here.
Pull the reflector off.
There we go.
And it's not, usually they do it from the handlebars.
Yeah.
How to.
Here, let's crisscross the handlebars. Go like this.
Okay. Am
Hello.
I crisped or crossed?
You're Chris. Oh, this one's the screwed up one. I don't think I'll be able to get this knot through here.
Oh, that's why it was in the junk pile to go to the scrapyard.
Was it?
It was in the back already.
There?
Yeah,
Oh, it's rock solid. Okay.
that's not going anywhere.
It is not. All right. Loaded.
All right, I gotta call Fair Capital.
There we go. We're loaded up. We can take this back to the shop and have a peek at it in more detail.